This episode is brought to you by MeUndies. Underwear drawers are like the Wild West. You never know what you're going to pull out or what shape it's in. So upgrade your collection with the buttery soft comfort of MeUndies. MeUndies' signature fabric is as soft as a warm hug from your favorite sweater. Plus, it's breathable and oh so comfy, making it ideal for all-day wear. Get 20% off your first order, plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/Spotify with code SPOTIFY. That's MeUndies.com/Spotify, code SPOTIFY.
I knew it. Another Herdat Media production.
Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
Happy Thursday.
I know. I'm so excited for this weekend. I think it's because, I finally have had a full work week where I'm like, oh my God, this is what it feels like.
Wait, what are you doing for Super Bowl?
I don't know yet. There's really no plans going down.
I actually have plans and I'm super excited about it.
Wow, what are you doing?
Shout out to my cousin on my dad's side. I know sometimes we, don't give our cousins on our dad's side credit, but Jessica, my cousin Jessica, she sent me a text and she did a whole, what is that? The e-bite thing that we use. And she sent us she's hosting Super Bowl, and I texted
even with the kids.
Right, hold on. So I texted back, and I was like, "Let me see if the kids are invited," And I was like, "Oh, I'd love to come. I really don't want to stay home, but because I know Jacob said that he's gonna go to his dad's house, or his cousin John's house." And so I was like, I don't know why I'm giving names right now, but
Yeah.
if they hear about this, they're gonna be like, "Don't ever talk about me ever again." I don't know why these people like to act private, but anyways, so I know he has that. So I texted her back and I was like, "Yeah, if I can get a sitter, I got you. I really want to stay back." She's like, "What are you talking about, a sitter? Bring your kids." She's like, "We just got a TV in the basement. We got a bunch of toys. We organized the basement." And I was like, "Girl, I am there. I am there. 6:00. No, I'll be there at 5 p.m. And my aunt on my dad's side, all my aunts on my dad's side, they know how to cook. My mom's side, they're mediocre, except maybe one or two.
Oh, excuse me.
Who knows how to cook?
My mom and then our aunt Nadia, she knows how to cook.
Yeah, but they don't know how to cook how my aunts on my dad's side knows how to cook. You've tried stuff from them. They're on a whole different level. And they constantly cook that every day, which is so scary, where they cook a feast. And so our parents just cook a dish and call it a day. My aunt on my dad's side cooks 10 sides. Keep in mind, Chantel, when she grew up, she came to every single gathering.
That was so scary. Because Roxanne couldn't handle not having a friend with her, so she would bring me along.
That's so not true that you were just around. It has nothing to do with a friend. I had, I didn't have a lot of Jessica's my age. She's a year older than me, but yeah, my dad's side just a lot bigger, but I was to her, what do you want me to bring? Because of course I'm not going to go in empty handed to someone's house, ick, and I'm like, what do you want me to bring? What do you not have a lot of? And she's like, just don't bring anything. Just come. We have everything done. And I was like, girl, what? I am so excited.
I know, but you still need to bring something. Don't ever embarrass yourself.
I'm totally going to bring something, but it's just the vibe, the vibe, this is the vibe I'm vibing. I can already tell I'm going to chill. Plus everyone on my dad's side, they do take care of my kids. I don't even see them half the time. And it's one of those things where I just sit back and everyone has my kid, and I'm like, I love this. I love this life. I really do. So, she even said at the end, we were talking because my other cousin was like, I will bring one of her kids, but her kids are older. And I'm like, bet the older kids will play with my younger kids. Because the older girls, they love playing with the younger kids, with the babies, So I was like, this is so great. I'm just so excited about Sunday. Last night I was to Charlie and Sloan, you guys, Sunday we're gonna go watch football. And they're all like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, my aunt's house. So I'm in a good mood. I'm in a great mood. That's where I'm at.
That is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. How happy you get because you have plans.
Yeah, because it's miserable in this house. Keep in mind, you guys, the Michigan right now was supposed to have apparently a snowstorm, which I never even heard anything about the snowstorm. And so yesterday at 3 p.m., I get a text from my kids' school, and they are sitting there in their and they said it's a snow day for tomorrow. And I'm thinking why would my kids have a snow day? You guys, we wake up, it's beautiful weather. It's totally fine. Amazing weather. Not beautiful, but it's how it is every day. And so do you guys have if you guys are parents, those like the group of moms, we have like a WhatsApp chat, and like no shade to these moms. Cause like watch someone be listening and I'm going to like,
I know. Watch yourself.
no, I'm not saying anything, but they celebrate snow days. They're like, yay, I hope it's a snow day. I just checked with the teacher and I asked like, are we going to have a snow day? And I'm like, why? Why are they celebrating a snow day? Why do they always want it so badly? Do you think it's because like they do drop off or something? Can you tell me if you're a mom? And I'm assuming it's because maybe there's a stay-at-home mom and like in the mornings they don't want to do drop-off because I hate doing drop-off in the morning. So, and I do that when Jacob's out of town. But why else would you like encourage a snow day?
Celebrate them. Yeah, I don't know. It definitely makes more sense if they are a stay-home mom because it's just
Yeah, they
easier
are.
for them, and then they can just hang out the kids like they would do anyways. But
I don't know, you guys. So yeah, my kids are all at home right now, and it's not fun. I was like to Charlie. She was eating breakfast, and she had that crazy flu that everyone had, and I think it was. And then I was like to Charlie, mommy's gonna go do a podcast with Chantel before I work. You know, where's my computer? She's like, oh yeah, mom, your computer. It was in my room. It's charging. I'm like, okay, let me go grab that.
why did she have it? Just to have?
Like watching like something. We were playing like create and play because yesterday she stayed at home because she was sick. So yeah. Anyways, I just went on a whole tangent, but
The fact that I've been around these little monsters who have all these like flu things, like thank the Lord Jesus Christ I've not gotten sick.
I know, and especially because you were at Charlie's birthday where there was like a bunch of kids, and I'm sure because I know kids in her class before she was off, like the last 3 weeks since we got back to school that were sick. You know what's crazy is that January was such a long month, and I looked at the date today. I'm like, wait, it's February 6th. I thought it just was February yesterday.
And then and it's a shorter month, so like it's really gonna fly by so fast.
Yeah, it's so crazy. But anyways, what are you up to?
Nothing. I'm really upset that I don't have like Super Bowl plans. But like I feel like that's like around here, everyone's just still so mad about the Lions. Like no one wants to watch it, no one wants to plan a thing. So like everyone's just doing low key things. So we'll see.
I think people are just mad with also who
I know
playing is. Like it's not fun when it's the same teams.
Should we do a squares like with the podcast? You guys let me know if you're interested in that. We should do one.
I don't know what that means.
It's like a gambling game where like, everyone like, but maybe we'll do one that's like cheap, like $5 or $10 or something. It'll be fun. Like it's like all about tier H squares. I'll have my sister set it up for us.
Oh gosh.
My sister sets up one every year and Roxanne never does it. Like it's just luck and she still just won't do it, I don't know if it's because she's cheap or she just doesn't like knowing that she lost money. But like every year, and my sister does do them for $50 though. So it is a little expensive. And everyone participates except her.
Why would I participate in something that I don't understand? I don't. What's the fun in that? I don't do that. I don't give a crap.
One thing, like a lot of people, if they don't understand football, like they just know, like, hey, I have to hit 7 or 4, and like it makes you excited to watch the game more.
I mean, I don't watch football unless it's like the Lions and you guys are hyping up the game. So I mean, I don't
only for Super Bowl though. Most people only do it for Super Bowl.
I have no interest. I'm not gonna allow, especially with like the annoying teams that are on right now. See, I watch enough TikTok to know about that stuff, but I don't know. I don't like that idea. But you know what? If you guys like it,
let me know, you guys, because I will set one up for our podcast.
Yeah. Now, what else is going on?
Nothing. Let's get into the episode.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was a little scare. So, yeah, I want to touch on Beverly Hills. I do have a few thoughts about that. You guys, I think something is wrong with me, though. I'm not going to lie. And let me tell you why. Because in the episode, and I'm sure, okay, so Sutton, you guys, she has some mom issues, right? Totally fine, valid. It's super sad that she has mom issues. And oh, exactly. Chantel, stop.
This whole episode, I was like, Sutton, you know Taylor Swift's song.
No, something's wrong with us though.
But I was like I kept singing like you wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me. Like, Sutton, you would not last 5 minutes in our household. What are you complaining about?
Right. So you guys, when I saw, okay, well, first, so she has like, you know, so Kyle's mom has passed, Garcelle's mom has passed, and she's kind of like, you know, my mom, she never praises me like how she praises my ex-husband. Well, your ex-husband is a very accomplished person.
But like that's valid. Like that pissed me off, you know? Like I swear, like everything she was saying, like, yeah, like those small things it pissed me off. But like the fact that it's like you're almost like estranged from her, or like I don't know, keep going.
Well, yeah. So she says that that because of that, you know, it really bothers her, and they're estranged. And then she sees her mom's like 82 years old, and she sees how Kyle and Garcelle lost her mom. And there was a part where she calls Kyle and she's like, I'd really like you guys to come, you know, I'd really like you guys to come with me. And I'm like, for sure, Kyle and all of them are thinking storyline, like you're doing this for a storyline, girl, but like go off, you know, like I guess I'll come to, I think, was it Georgia? I don't even know where the hell they went.
Yeah, it was Georgia. It's so funny though too, because like the fact that they're picking Kyle, because like Kyle was never in this crew. It would have been like a Crystal at the time, you know, like them three would have went to this.
Yeah.
And not Kyle. Like Kyle would never been invited. And the whole time Kyle was mute. She did not say one damn word this whole trip, but go ahead.
Yeah. So when I saw that, I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, like I can't with like these traumas. But then again, I was looking at myself like I'm the problem. Like I don't have like I'm not emotional, because at the end of the day, her mom's 82. Her mom is who she is. Like these type of parents, they just don't change. We're talking about our moms, like our moms, you know, are from the boat. Like they don't change. This is who they are, no matter what. Like, thank God we have each other to like vent to about things, but they're not going to change. So we're not going to cut them off. Like we're just not, no matter what. And
to me, it's funny. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I've talked about this like with my, one of my best friends, the one that I was telling you guys that I was trying to plan a girls trip, and one's American and one's like Venezuelan. And the American one is like, to me, Roxanne, like, you know, like your mom, like is, you know, I no disrespect, but like, man, like that's crazy that you like have your mom over every day because she's said like certain things. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I would never talk to my mom. And I'm just like, I also think, Chantal, it's very different.
It's culture. It's cultural, like values. Not saying that like, you know, they cut off people real quick, but sometimes like you see those TikToks, it's like you're toxic by, and it's like that doesn't work that way. Like, you know, I mean, and maybe like you said, we are in the wrong, but there also is like a beautiful thing in where we just accept people, and you kind of just have to like go with it. Like at the end of the day, they're your parents, they raised you, they did everything they thought they could have, you know, and like they tried their best. So I don't know. It was very strange. This whole episode was very strange. I was not into it. I was not into her seeing her mom because I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why she's so upset with her.
I think that also, okay, so they talk about Garcelle, and I thought it was an interesting episode. I'm not going to lie. They talk about Garcelle, and like Garcelle's like so down to support Sutton, and, you know, they find out like they're going on commercial flight. Being Sutton's friend would be fun because she's the rich friend. And I'm sure Garcelle loves those perks that like Sutton spends outrageous, because I can see Garcelle spending outrageous on herself, but not on like other people like that, like how Sutton does. So then she's like shocked because she's like, we're going to see your mom for you. And she's like, we're going on commercial. And like, that was a thing because they're not.
What was that thing? Someone tell me like that. Do they only do this at like LAX, but they basically put them in a private room. Like it was like a private lounge. And then they escorted them to the plane, like right away when it was about to board. It was like the most like luxurious, like experience you can have other than being private.
You think it's because they're celebrities?
I think it's like something that you can pay for. Yeah. I don't think it's because it's celebrities. I think it's like an extra added benefit, but I don't think they do that at our airport in Michigan. So you guys let me know, like, is this only at some airports? Because that was weird. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I didn't notice that. I didn't understand what that is, but that makes sense if like they rented it out and you can pay for it or something.
Yeah. And then like they'll drive you right to the like thing. So you don't really see people. You don't see people boarding, like being awkward, like standing up right away in the airport. You're not even in the airport at all. You're in this like private lounge.
Yeah. Well, so
these girls are so bougie. It's so funny. Like, God forbid you just stand in line with people.
Well, yeah. So they complain about, you know, she complains about the commercial, and then they end up going, and then Sutton, you know, in the divorce gets this like amazing house. And of course she like downplays it, and she's like, it's like really small and whatever. And it's like this beautiful, gorgeous house. And Garcelle's, you know, even like, this is so amazing, just because they're used to like the gates and everything, being so different. And here it's very like cozy and home. And it did look nice. My Venezuelan friend, she moved to Georgia and she said like she said living there was such a beautiful experience. So it does look like a really nice place to live.
Yeah.
We meet this 82-year-old mother, and what do we think, Chantel?
Yeah, she's very blunt. Like she's definitely very like a blunt person, and I think like that would get a lot of people annoyed, especially the daughter. But so are you. Like you literally adapted everything she has.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Garcelle really tried here, and Garcelle comes and she gets her a gift, and she went to Saks and she got her like a shawl. And the mom, this behavior is a little icky, obviously, but I swear, like, there are some people in that generation who act that way, and it just is what it is. And she opens up the gift and she was like, oh, it's a shawl. And you can tell, like, she's like, the fuck is this, you know?
I think it was just more confusing. Like, oh, like you got me gifts. Like it was just, I would have been like awkward. Like, what is this? You know?
I actually think that what Kyle did was really inappropriate, going to someone's house without something. Whereas in what Garcelle did was show up with something. When you go to someone's house for the first time, or just in general, and they're like hosting you, you cannot show up empty-handed. Like that's a rule. I don't know if people agree with that. In my world,
But listen, she was flying to Sutton's house, and then her parents happened to like live there. I don't think it was that crazy that she did that. Like they flew there.
Right, but I'm saying you stop at so here's the thing. We went to Jen Aiden's house last year or something, 2 years ago. I don't know now how long ago it was, but we went to Jen Aiden's house and she invited us over her house, and we went and we obviously flew to Jersey. We didn't fly to Jersey to go to her house. We had an event, and then we went and got an airplane. We got an Uber to New York. Went to one of their best bakeries, got a like amazing cake at one of their top bakeries, and then went and got an Uber back to her house. And where it starts with a P, I think. I don't remember. But we got a cake to her place, and we didn't show up empty-handed. So like my whole thing is like, you don't need to go to Saks and get a gift. Like that was being extra of Garcelle, but go to a bakery. Like you just can't show up empty-handed. So I was like, Kyle, and even Garcelle said, she's like, what do you want me to do? Show up empty-handed like Kyle? And I was like, preach, girl.
Yeah, I still think it's a different circumstance.
I don't know.
Because it's not like the mom and dad are hosting her. It's literally they just got in and dropped their bags, and the mom and dad live in the backyard and just decided to say hi, you know?
Yeah, well, they end up wait, so that was not her house? That was the backyard of their house? Maybe I missed that then.
Yeah, that's Sutton's house, and Sutton has like a guest house in the backyard. And then the parents live in the guest house in the backyard. It's like a mini house.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I definitely missed that, you guys. I apologize. But still, I still think you like show up with something. I don't know. Anywho, what? So okay, another question.
Well, like obviously the biggest part of this like episode is Dorit and PK. But like, what did you think about?
I wanted to ask about this scene when they talk about like her grandkids, and she's like, yeah, Sutton's kids, her son's like pretty weird. And I was like, what the fuck? What did you think about that?
I didn't think it was that weird. Like, I think we're just so used to blunt parents that like they just call it how it is. Like she thinks he's weird, she's calling him weird.
I don't know. I thought that was a little bit. I thought I was like, okay, girl. And then it was so funny because Garcelle then responded and she's like, I have a kid that's weird too, just to be relatable. And Kyle was like, in her confessional, does that mean I have to say I have a weird kid? Like, I'm not gonna say that.
Because Kyle doesn't really have a weird kid.
Yeah, she doesn't. And I could see Garcelle having a weird kid and Sutton. But like not like weird, just like maybe more, quirky, like Sutton, whatever. So yeah, I mean the whole mom thing though, I guess I was just trying to say, like, I never can relate to that, like the trauma that they talk about like later on in life. I'm like, I mean, this is like the time where I feel like it's like we just like accept our life and like let's live it to the fullest and just be happy, you know? Like you live in my house, you live in my backyard, we're good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. What did you want to say now? I'm sorry. That was like all my stuff about the mom.
Oh yeah, I was saying like we missed like the whole other episode was Dorit and PK, and like the opening credit was like this like montage of like back in like 2016, like all their 9.5 years of marriage and like all the nice things they said. Like, how did you feel watching that?
Honestly, I feel like relationships like that are fake and forced, for the
Oh,
most part. I don't know, like when every time I looked at PK and Dorit, I could tell that PK was like low key a slime ball. Like I could just see it. So I do feel like it was always a force. I don't know. I just don't think I don't think that's real. I really don't, where everything is always like that. And I feel like that's what it was. That's what Dorit always wanted to portray. And I think that PK always got annoyed because Dorit changed once he married her, where she cared about like style and fashion and spending money. And he's like, and now we're broke. So,
well, and
it's
then for me, it
still
just
a
makes
sad
you.
thing to see.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it so sad that a marriage can be like that, and you could be in your love bubble, whatever what you're wanting to do, if it's fake or if it's not fake, but you can act that way and love this person so much, and then you get to the point where they are now, and like he's like writing her 8-page emails and saying like all these things, like you're gonna pay for this, you're gonna do this, and it's like it's just so crazy to me, like how that can
Well,
happen.
that I don't understand, how you're actually married to someone and then you are so turned off by them and you forget that they're the mother of your children and you act like that. Like I don't understand, because it sounds like, here's the thing with them, they're very toxic, that when they would fight, they would say crazy low blows with each other. I could see that for them. And I feel like there's just no respect there. So his real side has come out, where he's just a POS. Like with Mauricio and Kyle, we can't say much about them because Mauricio has
Dude,
nothing but respect. What?
he's so cute to her still. Like I love how supportive they are with each other, even if they're not together. The way he like cares about her so much. He cares about her well-being. He cares about how she feels. Like that is amazing. Like that is what you would want if your relationship ended, which like I really don't want the relationship to end, because the way that they treat each other. And then you go see what PK does, and he's like putting her on red. He doesn't answer her text messages. That is so messed up.
I don't care what you say. I think it definitely has a lot to do with the fact that Mauricio has 4 older grown daughters who he respects and adores so much that he would never do anything to disrespect their mother. And he knows that they would back up their mom.
Bravo.
Yeah, and regardless, though, I do think though he's like way better than PK, and he's still
Yeah,
what
like
I'm just saying that
how are
definitely.
you? Yeah, like for PK, like how are you not thinking in that forefront? How are you not thinking about your kids and thinking like, they're gonna see this one day. Like, like Dorit can tell him things one day. Like, why would I want my daughter or my son to hate me because like the way I'm treating their mother?
Here's my frustration with Kyle, though, is that last season, Kyle wanted to paint a picture that Mauricio was a problem, that she couldn't even stand the thought of Mauricio. When she looked at him, he made her sick to her stomach. And it was like her way of trying to allow like viewers to know why she wants to leave this relationship. And no one understood it because he was still so gracious and still so great to her. And she was like then kind of insinuating that he cheated, and she just like wanted nothing to do with him, and she wanted to paint a picture like, this is why I'm leaving. I know you guys think this man is perfect. This is why I'm leaving. And he responded with grace. And then in this season, we see a totally different Kyle, where she looks like she's living in regret that she let it get this far, and that, oh my gosh, I'm really going to divorce him. And I think it was because last season she was in this relationship with Morgan. She was excited. It was new, and she might still be in this relationship with Morgan, but she's like, is this like for real? Like, am I really going to do this? So I just find that to be interesting. And I wish that for me with Kyle, that was explained. Like, I know it's confusing because last season it looked very much so that I wanted this. And this season I'm just really struggling.
Yeah, I think hopefully at the reunion they kind of like call it out so we can hear more of an explanation. But I think it's just like anything in life, when like if you lose someone, there's like the 5 stages of grief, and like she's just going through each stage. Like each stage is gonna look different for her.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
And
I don't know.
I think at the very end she's gonna regret it, but um especially because it was from her hand. Because at this point, he's probably like, I don't want to go back to that, even though he loves his family so much and like loves as a family unit. But now you're kind of giving him the best of both worlds. He can be by his own, have fun, and then he can still come back and have family dinner whenever you guys invite
He's
him.
good. He's chilling.
He's good, literally.
He's like this was all on you. Low key, you're the one who wanted this. Like, you gave me a way out. I'm about to live my best mother effing life. And then we still get to have family time. So
exactly.
he's so good. He's so chilling. But yeah, I just find that to be interesting because I definitely do think that she's in her regret phase.
Yeah, no, I know. And I feel bad for her. I kind of feel for her here.
Yeah. So, another part of the episode is where's Kathy been? Like, I know we saw her now, but
she kind of peeks in here and there.
Yeah. So Erica, Dorit, and Bose, they went to Kathy's for her Capri dinner. She goes, she did such an amazing job. Like, I just want to be Kathy's friend.
I know. And I want to know how much like a small dinner like that costs. Like a dinner for freaking 4. How much does that cost you?
Yeah, probably
5,000.
Yeah, I would think so.
That's
like
crazy.
To her, that's like $5.
Huh?
To her, that's like $5.
I know.
So Erica like lets them know that Kylan Garcelle went to Georgia with Sutton, and Dorit seemed really surprised by this. And everyone also was wondering, like, why would Sutton not tell Erica? Because Erica's from Georgia. I didn't know that Erica's from Georgia.
Yeah, no, I knew that. She's always said that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just
forgot what her and Sutton like connected on the beginning when they first came because they're like Southern girls.
Yeah. But yeah, I know. I do think Erica should have been invited. I also get Sutton's thing where she's like, this is personal. And I was like, Sutton, this is a storyline, ma'am. This is literally like, what's like, your mom's not even thinking twice about it. Like there's, I'm sorry.
Your
like
mom's gonna be shook at the end of this and be like, what? You came here because you wanted the word strange?
Yeah, she's gonna be like, wait, like you really like were that affected by me? Like, what the fuck? You've never told me this. No, I didn't. Was this for, you know?
Oh my God, people are gonna cuss us out if they like have the same feeling. And I swear we're
you guys, we're the problem. We're the problem.
We're the problem for sure.
This is like how we grew. And and a lot of you actually that listen to us have grown very similar to us. So because I had put on Instagram, I had put on Instagram how like the envelope, there was like a video of an envelope where a mom calls her kids and she's like, Vinny, how much did, Aunt Kathy put for you when she came to your wedding? And then he opens his envelope and it's like $200. And he's like, she put 200. She's like, that's it? And then she's like, okay, just wait. We're going to like their kid's wedding. And so many of you guys were like, oh my gosh, this happens in Africa. This happens in, all these like different areas. It wasn't just like Italians or Middle Eastern. And there was like a lot of Persians and like stuff like that. And I just thought that was so funny because I do feel like a lot of people that listen to us can relate on that because you know what I think that sucks about that, by the way, Chantel, is like, you have these weddings and it's all about envelopes and everyone brings envelopes. And then all of a sudden you like pay off the wedding with that, but then you go to all these parties and you have to throw an envelope. I guess like, cause like what I'm saying
is like an advance loan, even if you like for your wedding to pay for your wedding, like that's really what it is.
Yeah.
So everyone's giving an advance loan, but you're paying off your wedding one day, like sooner or later throughout the 50, 60 years that you're going to all these weddings, you paid off that wedding by going to everyone else's.
Yeah, like my in-laws paid off our wedding, but then we broke even. So like that, you get your money back, but now we're going to all the weddings and we're having to throw the envelope,
But they went to so many weddings, like 30 years of weddings, so like it all works out and it's all the same. And I actually think it's a nice thing because like the one thing that you shouldn't have to be in debt for, like starting your new life is because of a wedding. So I do think it's a nice gesture that everyone does. Like, I don't want gifts. Do not send me a freaking toaster unless it's Dolce & Gabbana, but I don't want that. Thank you.
So my American friend, I remember I was about to say her name and I'm like, why would I do that? But she was like, hey, like, I know you Chaldeans like do envelopes, but I want to give you a gift. Like, I feel like that's more special. And in my head, I'm like, girl. No, just do what our tradition calls for, like just, no, I don't need that. And she literally,
I made sure it was so funny. I made sure that like one of Val's, because he has a lot of like friends that also would just give gifts. So like we made sure to tell one person, like one of his friends, like his closest friends, to send out a text to all of them and say, hey guys, like if you guys want to, you guys can, but their tradition is this. So I just want to let you guys know, like kind of in a nice way. And like they all understood the assignment.
We sound so entitled, by the way, but it's just, again, this is all we know. Like when we think about our parents and we get mad about things, we're like, it's all they know. Like we don't know the trauma they went through. We don't know any of that stuff. And for us, like this is all we know. And like for a majority of my life, I was very sheltered to really only hang out with Chaldeans. And so, again, when I worked corporate America, that's when I got opened up to so many other different types of people.
And also like it's I did get like I'm sure you got some gifts. Like I actually did get some gifts and I did appreciate them too. It's not like we're being assholes and saying, ew, this is nasty, but you just don't want like 30 of those.
Yeah, no. And that's no.
And I think a lot of people are even like a lot of like other weddings now that we've been invited to that usually they would do gifts. People are getting smart and like how they have those registries. On their registries, they have like a honeymoon fund or a house fund because they want people to give them cash now. And so they're just doing it and they're just saying it in a more classy way instead of just saying give me cash. So like you're seeing that a lot lately.
Speaking of honeymoon, I went to Dubai and Maldives for my honeymoon, and that was really nice. I didn't like Dubai though.
A shocker. We literally talk about this all the time, how Roxanne just doesn't like city. It's like, whoa.
And one of you guys asked
city, like, and of course she likes Maldives because it's an island and she's trapped around water.
Well, one of you guys, and keep in mind, I'm very scared of water and like fish, like not water because I'm a mermaid, remember? But I'm scared of one of you messaged me and they were like, I'm going off about this, like dying about you being a mermaid in the pool.
But a lot of people were like, why do you want to go to Charleston? Like a lot of people were so confused.
Well, yeah, a lot of you asked that. They're like, and the reason that I said Charleston for a girls trip, you guys, if you listened to our last episode, was because I Googled what are places that we could go to that have like, an ocean that is like people like women and
Miami, dude.
Right. I don't want to go to Miami. Okay. Because like Miami.
I would like Miami because, and not in the way that a lot of people do it. Like you would actually enjoy because there's a beautiful hotels on the water and you could go to the beach and be a mermaid or a shark, whatever you want. Okay. And then the only thing you wouldn't like about Miami is like seeing all these beautiful people.
Right. But, and it's like, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. Like I'm going to come back and be like, Chantal, I want to fix my entire face. Like I can't. Because that's exactly what will happen. I'll go there and I'll be like, Chantal, like, they are the most beautiful people in the world. Like, how do I look like that? And so I don't want to. And then with their like boobs, I've had 4 kids. I'm like, oh my God, like what the fuck? Like, whoa. And then it's just like, it's like Fashion Nova women everywhere. And it really is.
Well, you don't have to go to the like spots at night to see that. You just go to like random, you can go to your McDonald's. Okay. And you just stay in your hotel and you just enjoy that.
Yeah. So, so they said the places that have like the ocean is like Charleston. And I've already done Nashville, New Orleans, and like those are foodie places, I feel like. And so they said Charleston, Florida. I've been to Florida 7 billion times. I'm gonna end up in Florida. But anyways, my friend ended up like saying, she's like, every weekend I have something, and then she's like, I want to bring the men, and I want to do, and I'm like, oh my gosh, por favor. I just, I was like, okay, we'll see if this girl.
One of you guys take her because I'm not taking her to that.
Yeah, I do. I just need a girls trip is all I'm saying. But again, you guys, I am going out of the country in 2 weeks. So very excited about that. Anyways, okay. So back to Beverly Hills. I'm sorry. We went on our little tangent, but, what are you okay?
The Weeknd just started playing, by the way. It was a really good album. If someone wants a new album to listen to.
Did you hear how The Weeknd played at the Grammys after vowing to never go to the Grammys?
I know, but like they made that part of like the speech. They're like, he boycotted us last year, and then like yeah, but then they like said like how like things can change. I don't know.
Oh, shut up. I'll never forget what Eminem said. I'll never forget it. He was like, they bring you to the Grammys just so that people could watch. And he's like, and then all of a sudden you will get beat by someone who you've never even heard of. And then they'll say it's like all votes, and the votes are all bullshit. He's like, it's not all votes. Like, it's like, because there's people who are in the committee. And what's so crazy is like, I remember
100,000 people though.
Yeah. Huh?
It's like 50,000. How many?
13,000.
Oh, okay.
So there's like there's people who are also in the committee that are singers, but I'll never forget last year. I don't watch this shit, by the way. I only see clips like online. But last year
I watched this one this year because I wanted to. No, she was there last year, but like I was just like home and we were watching it.
Well, so last year, Jay-Z came out and he pulled a Kanye and he said, my wife has sold the most copies, the most blah, blah, blah. And for her not to win album of the year ever is a yada, yada, yada. And then this year, motherfucker wins album of the year. I've never gotten.
Beyonce did.
Right, Beyonce did. I've never gotten the Beyonce hype. I did. No. I'm sorry. Destiny Child, absolutely, of course. Beyonce, like, I'm bad with music though. So like you guys are gonna be like, no one gives a shit what you say. But like if I were a boy, the what's that song? Ave Maria, or is it Ava Maria? I don't know that. Oh my God, man. Okay, but the last like 5 years of Beyonce, like I don't know of her songs. Also, Jay-Z is like in this like whole Diddy thing. So I'm like, ew, looking at them.
There were so many people that were like, J-Lo was there. There were so many people in the Diddy thing and they were there at the Grammys. I feel like it's like they all had to get together and say, we have to go.
Yeah. So it's like cancel Holly weird. I don't, whatever. But let me tell you something about Billie Eilish. I know nothing about her. I know that she's from Birmingham, Chantal, I think, Michigan. I think she's from Michigan, Chantal. And I know that her songs are truly a work of art. And she was nominated like 6-7 times. Her album, everyone was going crazy because she didn't win album of the year, and Beyonce did for her country album that I never even heard one song except that Texas Hold'em. And so don't come for me, Beyonce fans, because I feel like a lot of our listeners are Beyonce fans, but I'm sorry, that's another moment that.
But Billie Eilish has won Grammys before, just because this year she didn't. Taylor was nominated for 8. She's won.
But for Billie's album, there was like 6 songs that were played nonstop, viral.
I know, but that's not what the Grammys is about. Like,
I know it's not, and that's why I think the Grammys is a joke. Like
no, that's like the People's Choice Award, like what people want. Like this is like they look at other things of like the work of art. Like is it like
right? And I ended up going and listening back to Beyonce's album and the songs that she did to win country, like it is for country album of the year. There's no way that I guarantee Beyonce has so many albums that deserve to win. A lot of people are saying the Lemonade one, which I still don't know songs from that either. But like just the ones that I was talking about, the songs that I like from her, that this album did not deserve it. If you listen to the songs, you're like, well, what are we listening to?
No, I didn't listen to it. I agree. I don't think she deserved to win either, but I'm just saying like there's so many years and so many times where you're just like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, I was like, is that a cat?
That's
hi, Charlie.
Sloan.
Oh, hi, Sloan.
Hi, Charlie.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Sloanie.
Charlie has a surprise for you in your room. Go. Okay.
Yeah, so it was crazy, but I will say, like, if people that did watch the Grammys this year, there was like so many great speeches. It was a really good, I feel like it was a good show.
You know what? Also, I'm on that where none of them, thank God for anything. And I just feel like that's why Hollywood has just become so weird, is that
they didn't thank God. They all thank God.
Who thanked God?
Every single person, but that also means like an Illuminati. Because like if they're not saying like Jesus or anything, like literally every single person that walked up, the first thing they said was thank you, God. Like Beyonce, Shabuzi, every single person that won, like literally said thank you, God.
Okay, well maybe I didn't see that, but
but like that's also an Illuminati thing. Like people say like watch because they're talking about their God, not like the God,
Yeah, what is that? Who's their God?
Like the Illuminati God. I don't know who the heck that is.
Who is Illuminati? What is Illuminati? I don't know. All I know is all those people.
What Illuminati is?
All those people that are associated with P. Diddy heavily, where I'm talking about. Listen, I'm not talking about taking a picture with Diddy because I'm sure we got
going to his parties because everyone.
I'm not talking about that because I'm sure we got like Taylor Swift in a picture with Diddy, like whatever. That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm talking about the people who were in a circle for a moment, like J-Lo, who was in a circle for a moment, Jay-Z, who was in a circle for a moment. Like that's the people that I'm talking about, not the people who were like, there's this party, I'm going to go to it. And like, it's like a known party. Cool. Like, I'm not talking about that. Even that though, they've seen things for sure, but still.
There's now like 2 documentaries. There's like one on Peacock, one on Hulu. I think like even one on Netflix. I need to watch them because I don't know that much about like I know like obviously it's the main thing, but I need to really see like why, like how he got caught up, like what led him to getting caught up.
Yeah. Well, let's finish off the Beverly Hills because someone's gonna kill us.
We literally went from Beverly Hills to Hollywood, which is kind of is the same pop culture.
Yeah, pop culture. It's fine. we'll put that in the description. So,
okay, we get to the dinner. I want to say one thing before you get into the PK and Dorit, because Bose is here, and like I love Bose, you guys, but she like says to her sister, which was completely weird, and she literally basically tells Kathy like obviously your sister more, but like she's been very cold to me. Okay, she says this to Kathy. So Roxanne, if you met a new friend and they came to you and said, "I'm very cold to them," like how would you react to that?
I would say, well, first off, I would say that, she is going through stuff right now, but I absolutely don't think she means it. I just think because she's going through something personally, like she's going through a lot.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, wouldn't you look at that person and be like, why is she telling me that?
No, I don't think that I would. I would be like, she doesn't mean to. Like, I'm her sister. Like, I know her and she doesn't mean to. And then I would assume that they would know that I'm going to come back and tell you immediately.
Yeah. And then the other thing too is that like I think like obviously I don't know Bose has her actual feelings, but to me from what we've seen, I don't think Kyle has been cold to Bose. She literally showed up to her on her surgery day. She gave her flowers for her surgery. Like why does she like I just feel like she like portrayed her very different than what like we're seeing. Do you not agree to that?
I think that with Bose and Kyle, like Bose saw that Kyle basically lied to her. And then when she was in front of Garcelle and Sutton, she read out a text and then she portrayed it a completely different way to Bose. I don't know. I fuck with Bose so much that I'm like, anything she does, I'm like, I get it. So, and it's because like she's a corporate girly and I just really like her, but I don't think that I think that Kyle's like scared to get close with Bose,
which
and
makes
Bose
sense.
feels
Though.
that.
It does make sense. Yeah,
it does. That totally makes sense. Yeah. So
like
I don't.
You have been writing for Dorit. You have gotten close with Dorit. It clearly shows. So like, if she's beefing with Dorit and you're new, like, why would she like try to like really like? And she did a little bit, like, but it was maybe more in a different way than like Bose expected. But I feel like she has tried to, get to know Bose a little bit.
Yeah. So, okay, well, let's talk about the dinner. So we find out that PK sent Dorit a 7-page email and he talks about that he expects Dorit to pay the mortgage, all the bills related to the house. He's broke, y'all. He's broke.
For sure.
He's broke. And so, he talks about that. And Erica is like worried. She's like, you need to get a lawyer. Like, listen, he's shown all the signs that she needs to get a lawyer. It's just like her. And listen, she's in Beverly Hills. She knows a lot of divorcees. Just kidding. But I'm just saying, in life, everyone's like, a lot of people are divorcing, unfortunately. So she needs to find the best of the best lawyer who's going to literally shit on his life. But does he even have stuff? She probably has more than him at this point.
The crazy thing is that, they bring up the California law and that, after 10 years, basically like everything is half and half. It doesn't really matter unless obviously you have a prenup or something, which I don't think they did, but like everything is, you're considered a long-term partner and everything is half and half. You need to pay like, marriage spousal support. And they've been married for 9.5 years. Like what would be going through your mind?
Wow. So he was like shady and he's trying to hurry this up.
He's trying to now say, we're going to probably try to get a divorce or file papers before the 10 years is up so that whatever he has or whatever is in their names, I have no idea. I really think he's broke and I don't know what his motive is on this, like, or what he's hiding, but he is trying to do this before the 10 years. And that's like when they all freaked out. And then Bose was like, oh, hell no. Like
their anniversary is in May. For 10 years.
So like
they're still not divorced yet.
Yeah. So, but like, we don't know if do we know if they filed yet?
No.
Oh, okay. So maybe they are going to wait for the 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me see.
But I don't know if you file or like if you're
separated. Yeah. I don't know either. Let us know, Callie peeps.
Crazy though. And then they always shook. But I really much appreciated like, Erica to really say to her, like, listen, like, he doesn't want to marry you. He doesn't want to be with you. And even if like he had a change of heart, let's say like 6 months from now, 8 months from now, it's like, do you really want to be with this person who just treated you this way?
Right. No, I agree. I don't think she would. I just think right now, she's going to find the hottest guy ever who's going to take care of her and he's going to be younger looking. Wait, I was dying when Kathy was like about the 56-year-old. Like she's like, she's so funny.
they all like stopped, and the both was like, that was shade. And she's like, they were all just so
Kathy reminds me of our mom, Chantel.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's literally our mom. Like if you watch the Paris Hilton thing, a lot of you guys were like, dude, I look at Kathy differently. And I was like, that's our moms, bro.
She's just so she's crazy. She really is.
But she's like funnier.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we love our moms. Like, stop. Like, this is mom. Are you listening? Please don't. She's been busy lately, so hopefully she's not. But yeah, did anything else happen? I mean, oh, she did say that. She did say that he's not a good father. Like, he's not.
Oh, that was a big thing, actually. But like, that is typical. Like I think one of them mentioned it. Like, that's typical. Like when you get divorced, like all of a sudden, no, he's not a good father now, but he was an amazing father. And it's like all these things come out, and like no one's here to like hide each other's feelings. But he doesn't look like a good father. He never looked like a good father, to be honest.
I think so
never
too.
there. If you're always in London, what are you doing?
Right. I don't think so either. Like, and a good father is a present father, period. Okay.
Exactly.
So that's a good father. She did say though on the after show that she regretted saying that. It was one of those things. She woke up the next day and she's like, I wish I didn't say that out loud. And I get it. Like, even if that is the case, like that's something you'll say to your girlfriends off camera, but maybe not on camera. There's just no point of that.
Yeah, there's like, there's heat in the moment. So I feel like if, it's okay. She said that and she wants to take it back. She was so pissed. Like you just sent her a crazy email. It's like, let's talk truth. Like you're not a good father right now in this moment. Maybe you have had good moments with the kids, but overall, that's probably how she feels.
Right.
But I can't believe she said she regretted it. It's probably because like maybe they're trying. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I just think like when you're a parent, you're like, why did I say that on national television that he's a bad father? Like my kids are old enough. They see stuff on social media. Like, why would I say that? I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys, I don't think we're going to recap Salt Lake City.
We're not going to recap it, but because like there really is nothing to recap, but I do just want to touch on the whole Bronwyn and what's the other girl's name?
Brittany.
Bronwyn and Brittany.
Oh, you were just talking about that.
I know, because that was like the only major thing, because Brittany came out obviously this episode, and so Rexanne, you hate obviously when two girls gang up that are new, and they were going after each other on the reunion. And let me grab my notes for this because I just thought it was cool.
I don't like Brittany on this show, but I don't like how Bronwyn treats Brittany. It's classic case of targeting the girl who joined you at the same time and is on your same level instead of being like Jen and Katie from OC.
Yeah, but the thing is though, is Brittany lies a lot. She really does lie a lot.
Sorry.
She's not all the way there in the sense of like how she portrays her truth. It's really all over the place. And I think Bronwyn just picked up on that and was like, I don't want to be a friend with someone like this. But the whole time she was like, even for example, she like makes up lies and said that Bronwyn talked to her kids before the show. Okay, she reveals that Bronwyn talked to her kids before the show, and that's why she was estranged from her kids. And then Andy's like, that's not true though. You were on your casting tape was saying that you were estranged from your kids, So like it was just weird. She came out trying to like really come after Bronwyn and say all these things about her, and Bronwyn's like, okay, that's not the case. And like there's facts to back up like that she's lying. But I will say this though. Bronwyn does seem like to me she lies a little bit too, because Heather multiple times throughout this episode had to call out Bronwyn as well. And like, she was like, you did call her this. You did say this. Like, you did do this. So, like, it was weird how Heather kept trying to, well, Heather is friends with Brittany, but Heather did try to keep sticking up for, Brittany in the sense of like calling out Bronwyn as well.
Yeah. I've been known, like Bronwyn's definitely a shitster and she is a liar too. So I absolutely think a lot of the things Bronwyn says doesn't add up.
Yeah, I know. It was just that was like really the whole thing about that. To me, that was crazy. And then they did bring up Lisa, and Lisa was like trying to be like, I've been such a good friend to all of you guys. And everyone's like, no, you like, why does Lisa think that she really is an angel to everybody?
People love Lisa.
I know. I mean, I love Lisa. Like we always like have like we had her back, especially hard when everyone turned on her in like season 2, and we've always had her back. But it's like she is a little deranged. I don't even know what the heck the word is, but to think that she's like perfect and she does all these things nice to people, and they're all just mean to her for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, look who when I talk, you don't have anything to say
No,
to that.
because Jacob just walked in. No, he just walked in with my earring that fell off my ear, and then I got distracted, and I told you that I like really did not watch Salt Lake City. It's so
I know, but that's my point. Sometimes when the other person talks, it's hard to comment back sometimes so fast. You don't know what they're gonna say.
Like we're crazy because he hears us fighting on a live podcast. Jacob, do you want to say hi? He's like, you guys need to calm down. Boy, bye. What?
Like this.
I know Jacob's definitely used to hearing all this. So, but yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah, I told Chantal, I was like, I don't want to recap Salt Lake City. I was like, Danny Pellegrino doesn't recap reunions. And I was like, it's so crazy though, because I love everyone's passion for Salt Lake City. I'm not into it like that. So it is hard for me to recap something that I'm not as into. And like the reunions to me have been like pure disappointment, but I know everyone loves the reunion.
I do think a lot of people have been asking us too, like, and I think something who left us reviews, like there's so many shows out and like it seems like they're not covering all of them. Now that Salt Lake City is done, like what is replacing Salt Lake City?
Well, what do you guys want us to cover? I think, Chantal, what happened was we went through this phase of like covering the Justin Baldoni stuff, and then we had a bunch of interviews.
Yeah,
so
I know.
like back-to-back interviews and Justin Baldoni stuff, because when we started talking last week, I think about Salt Lake and Beverly Hills, I did see someone say, I'm glad you guys got back into the Housewives.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's kind of what happened there is that but yeah, let us know shows. I mean, we do
have Beverly Hills still. I think we should cover the Potomac reunions because we didn't like really cover the whole show. So like that might be fun to hear our exact thoughts. But then
and also pop culture stuff, not like just like crazy things that happen. Like just like, for example, how we just talked the Grammys, like, you know, the most talked about stuff, things that happen at the Grammys or stuff like that. We can always cover and talk on that. And I know you guys like love when we talk about our personal stuff. So we try to do that too. Jacob's laughing. He's like, no, they don't. Is Jacob our biggest hater?
Maybe.
Yeah, he's like laughing so hard right now. Is that our biggest hater right there? He doesn't like get that people like us. And we're like, what? We're really cool. All right.
Well, yeah, that's it for today, guys.
Yeah, this was like a longer episode. I didn't even anticipate that.
Well, yeah, because we talked a lot about other shit.
Yeah, like this is what happens when we talk about like personal, but you guys say those are your favorites. So thank you for that. Also, leave us a review. We remember had some trolls leaving us bad reviews. Please, if you guys enjoy this episode, or even if you have constructive criticism, put a 5-star and then just let us know what you want us to like critique on, and we'll take that. But as long as it's a 5-star, you guys leave us a good review. And thank you guys for listening. We will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.